Spider-Man Lost Cause, the film that came out almost 6 years ago on August 26th, 2014. How blessed we were on that day. Spider-Man Lost Cause and Spider-Man Another World, of course created by the amazing Joey Lever. Joey Lever is a fantastic filmmaker from Leicester. He's made loads of great short films and feature-length films. For example, Lost Cause is 2 hours long. Another World, only half of it has been seen by the public, and that's an hour long. And he's also made loads of other great films, like Tyrannosaur and the Secret Garden. He made a film about World War II, his first ever short film called Paper Plane. He has made some really cool stuff. But today we are here to talk about Spider-Man Lost Cause, from comic book to fan film, how he adapted the story of Spider-Man. So I actually spoke to Joe about the creation of this video and to see if he'd give me any little inside knowledge, inside facts about how he adapted Spider-Man and what he did for the specific scenes. So this video is going to be about that and also what I can gather from the film. So his version of Peter Parker and Spider-Man as a character is adapted half from the Amazing Spider-Man movies, because if you've ever seen something that Joey Lever has done, he loves the Amazing Spider-Man, and also from the 90s Spider-Man animated series. You can definitely see this, especially with the way he dresses, his style. It's very much like the Amazing Spider-Man, but the quirkiness of the character is definitely a mix of the Amazing Spider-Man and the 90s animated series. Most notably, the quipping. So evidently there's lots of things that Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man did great. There's certain times, and I'd say most times in the 90s animated series, where he's just constantly talking. He's constantly giving his villains the quips. He's constantly talking, he's constantly making jokes, and that is the key aspect of Spider-Man. Now, as for the stories, the very first scene in Spider-Man Lost Cause is actually taken from issue number 1, the first page of the Ultimate Comics of Spider-Man, where you have Norman Osborn talking to the character Barney about the Project Arachnid. For example, lines like, "Have you ever heard of the myth of Arachnid?" Things like that. The only difference is, in the comic, Norman Osborn is talking to a character called Dr. Conrad Marcus, whereas in this film, he's talking to a man called Barney. Now Barney, or later known as Lightshade, is actually an original character created by Joey and I'm assuming his team. Go Like Him Barney actually came from Joey's love for dinosaurs. Yes, literally Barney the dinosaur is the premise of his name. Honestly, if you look at anything he's made and you think there's something as a reference to Spider-Man, dinosaurs or Sonic, you're probably correct. We then get the character of Flash Thompson. Personally, to me, it feels like this was more adapted from the more generic type of Flash Thompson that we see. I'd say definitely, if anything, kind of how the one in TASM is portrayed, but how the one in the original, like the stereotypical Flash and also the Raimi trilogy, is presented. And then we have the character of Nick. Now Nick is a completely original character who very much acts like Ned does in the future. Even though Ned Leeds, is based off Miles Morales' story. But this guy's just an original character, and they did that really well. You don't know who this character is, he's clearly just the best friend to Peter Parker. And don't forget, this film came out in 2014, Homecoming came out in 2017. But they literally have the best friend type, called Nick, which is not far off from Ned, and Nick actually gets told that Peter Parker is Spider-Man by Peter Parker himself. Hats off to Joey on that one, he did it before Marvel Studios did, and have an Iron Man in a Spider-Man film. Now this next adaptation is actually something that I really like. It's also from the Ultimate Comics, and it's the fact that Peter finds the symbiote before Eddie, but also before he actually gets his powers. So Peter goes back to his father's old lab and finds the symbiote work of his father and Eddie Brock's father, hence finding the symbiote. But then he also gets bitten by the spider. Now when he gets bitten by the spider, it's inside a lab, and whilst he's inside the lab, the lighting is all blue and the colour grading is blue. This is actually from The Amazing Spider-Man when he goes into the lab and it's all blue. Like I said before, he loves Amazing Spider-Man. Now the music score to this movie. This is one of the things I talked in depth about with Joey. The music is a mixture of the 90s animated series and Joey's own original score. He's even been really, really kind and he's let us use the music for this video. So the music that you're hearing in the background, that's the score. And it was never released to the public, it was only in the film. Yo! It's really, really good. I'll play a bit of it loud. Yo, that is cool. I really like what he's done with the 90s animated series and how he's adapted this, because even though everything in that series is obviously somewhat adapted from the comics, if you were ranking the Spider-Man animated series, this is definitely at the top, if not at the top. It's one of the best we've had. One of the best we've had. Now this next thing is actually something original, but I really feel like it's worth mentioning because I feel like it's something all the Spider-Man films, series, I feel like they need it. There's this one scene in Spider-Man Lost Cause, and it is my favourite scene in the film. And it's when he's talking to Uncle Ben about responsibility. I've expressed this to many of people. I adore this scene. Just the way you can see Peter breaking down to Uncle Ben and trying to tell him, don't tell me what responsibility means. When I was left here, my parents left me and I was left with my aunt and uncle with no explanation until now. So do not tell me what responsibility is. Why don't they show that side of Peter? Like, they show him being sad, they show him being angry, but they've never seen them, like, we've never seen him snap at Uncle Ben and Aunt May in such a way that you can feel that Peter is pissed off. Like, there's always been the, oh yeah, you guys are annoying, I'm gonna run away now, I'm gonna go to a shop and buy and steal some, I don't know, some snacks or whatever, and then Uncle Ben's gonna get killed. No, it was a sincere moment that came from the heart of the film. It was a moment that you knew existed, but we had never seen, and I adore it. Also, bit of a fun fact, if you at any point in the film you see Peter Parker wearing a beanie, it's because it was a reshoot. Bit of trivia. So we then go to Uncle Ben actually dying on the floor after he has been shot. Again, really emotional, but this time we have Peter screaming like, oh, call an ambulance, somebody help, and it kind of echoes out, and that was very similar to what happened in TASM, even though it wasn't spot on because there wasn't as much echo and there wasn't as much screaming. It was more so Andrew Garfield just saying, no, 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 no. Something else that comes from The Amazing Spider-Man, the movie. So the original suit in this film is a balaclava, glasses and a beanie. But speaking of suits, we now go on to the suit making montage, and this might have not been the idea behind this, but to me just screams Raimi trilogy, and it was really great. Just the way he was doing the montage of the suits, and you had him on a green screen, just, oh well, not to spoil the movie magic, but you could see him, but you could see the papers behind him and him doodling out, and you could see him getting stressed and scribbling things out. Raimi trilogy. Spider-Man 1, amazing film, amazing reference, amazing callback, done perfectly. And then as a result of that, his actual first suit. Now, I love what Joey does with his suits. He makes them all originally, they're his own design, and they're really cool. You can't, however, tell that this first suit is heavily inspired from The Amazing Spider-Man, with the smaller, darker lenses and the glossy suit. But other than that, it's all pretty original. Like his spider logo, I'm pretty sure is original, and just the way he does the webbing and the actual patterns on the suit, all original. But again, you can see the adaptation. So again, like the lenses, the web shooters have the little light in it, the little boof. And also something that I feel like was adapted from the comics was the nanobots. Now this could have, in his head, been a completely original idea, which is fine, but when he's looking at the Oscorp nanobots and it gets fueled into his blood, to me that just screamed Spider-Man and his amazing friends and Swarm. So there's nanobots and they create like a being called Swarm. And the fact that in order to basically get the nanobots out, I guess I'll say, but also just like stop him dying, he had to like get the electricity, which then led on to Max Dillon being electrocuted, and then in another world you see Electro. So they are the comic adaptations in Spider-Man Lost Cause. There's probably so much more, but these are the ones I'm touching on today. I could do a part 2, I'll definitely be doing more videos like this on other fan films, but there's lots of things in Lost Cause which are just straight callback to the comics, and you can see them and you can go, wow, that's cool. If you have not seen Spider-Man Lost Cause, please go check it out. It is amazing, but it is so unbelievably close to getting 50 million views on YouTube. It is the biggest Spider-Man fan film on YouTube, and I'm pretty sure in the world. Blessed us 6 years ago, so let's all bless him with 50 million views. It is literally so close. It's easy for me to say, I think he's going to get it by Monday. Adding on to that, Spider-Man 2 Another World will be out as soon as it can be. It looks amazing. He's constantly posting on his Instagram VFX shots and different photos, so please go check that out as well. And today I actually got to be one of the first people to see his new Spider-Man short, Wolverine's Day Off. It was amazing. Please, May 11th on Monday, he's going to premiere it live. Set a reminder, it is so good. You guys are going to love it. And again, I know my fan base is nowhere near as big as his, but if you have not seen Lost Cause, go give it a watch. get it out one step closer to 50 million views. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to subscribe. We are so close to 2,000 subscribers, and if we can do that by the summer, that would be absolutely amazing. Be sure to check out our fan films if you haven't seen any of them. Not as good as Joey's, but hopefully you like them. We have lots more Spider-Man related content coming out soon, so please do subscribe and hit the bell, and share this video with your friends and family members and cousins and dogs' grandparents, because they'll be interested too. Woof. See? References. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Spider-Man Lost Cause. A beautiful film. A film that came out in 2014, August 20... Yo. That mother... Just about to record a Spider-Man video and spot this mother...